Okay, excitement?
Indeed, yes.
Yeah.
Welcome back to Daily Hearns, episode number 24. And we're back after a few weeks. Maybe a few weeks too many.
Yeah, no, long time.
Lots of things have happened since. We finally have a studio at the back of the store now. We've got proper lighting.
Special lights, yes.
We need sunglasses. We have proper cameras, and we finally have microphones.
Yes.
So you can hear us properly.
A lot of people have been missing them, so it's about time we did some more, and we'll continue to do them. Coming up to Christmas, we're going to start doing something a bit special and organising a giveaway.
Yeah, so today we are opening with the new giveaway. So we are giving away one of this Hornet.
Yep, so the full kit there.
Obviously built.
Such a classic car. I mean, you think about the Hornet. A lot of people in my age, I don't really want to say my age, but in their 40s, would be quite familiar with the Hornet because everyone wanted one, and actually a lot of people would have had one. Now, in my time, I built a lot of these, but these were first came out in 1984. I mean, that's a long time ago. And the car itself, as you see it here, hasn't really changed very much. So we're going to get into it a bit later about all the details about the competition, and then also we'll have a closer look at the car. Okay, Beachy, let's have a look at what's in one of these boxes. Yeah,
so
sure. Okay, let's pop this over here.
What's involved in one of these
sure.
cars?
So I guess the most obvious things are the biggest things. So you've got the body. So there's a wing, and the main body comes out. So they're clear. Now this is pretty much the same as the original car, except in the more modern bodies now, they spray these with protective clear. So that when you paint them, they're always painted on the inside. After you finish painting, you can peel off. This will come off like a skin, and then it'll be nice and glossy, and you won't have any of the overspray on the outside. It's really nice and clean. So from there,
we
we've
have
got the chassis bit. Yeah. So it's a bathtub type chassis. So bathtub because it looks like a bathtub, obviously, and it keeps it nice and strong. Now with this one, the batteries normally slide in the bottom here, and it's all nice and rigid. This will be AEST plastic for strength.
And we have the classic figure of the driver actually.
Yes.
We'll need a bit of painting to make it look really good.
Yeah, that's right. So I mean, this particular driver was released with quite a few different cars. That's why there's different options there, and you just need to paint it up with some regular modelling paint, and it'll come out really nice. Got little Nerf bars in there too. So Nerf bars are of a slightly different material. They're more flexible. So they're the bits that go on the side, like here. So if you hit things, it'll sort of bounce and flex off
and prevent any damage.
Yep.
So then we have here the gearbox.
Yep. So they're the gearbox halves. So you've got the gearbox halves here with the wheel adapters and the motor cover.
And then obviously the wheels.
Yes.
And the tyres that need to be glued together. Yep.
Well, these ones you don't have to glue, but it will work better if you glue them. So these are multi-piece, so they sort of clamp together with multiple screws. But if you don't, well, after a while they might slip, so it is better to put a bit of glue on them too.
There's a few more plastic components here. The servo saver.
Yep, classic Tamiya servo saver. So it's got all the adapters to accept different brands of servo. And then you've got your arms in there too for your front end. So you've got bits for the body mounts.
The body mounts,
yeah. Okay, and then...
And the speed controller. So I believe back in 1984 there wasn't an electronic speed controller.
Well, they had really basic stuff. It wasn't anything like this. So I used to use the wiper type speed controllers. So if you remember, you use a resistor to control the speed. So you got first speed, second speed, third speed, but it's actually sucking the same amount of power out of the battery. And then you had a reverse. And they were renowned for burning out. But electronic speed control is much smoother and takes up much less room. So it's a real good bonus.
And is also compatible with lithium polymer batteries, which is a plus.
That's right.
So very nice speed controller.
Also brushless motors too.
And brushless motors, yes.
Yeah.
So, what else we have?
There's a box of screws and stuff.
Screws and bits here.
Yep.
And then we move to the fun part, the decals.
Yeah, so...
What do we know about the decals?
Well, these decals, well, that's exactly the same design as they were earlier. Now, all you have to do to get the same paintwork on this one is just spray everything black, and then your stickers just go on top of there. I mean, there's little tricks to this, so you just need to cut out the designs all the way around close to the shape. Use a little bit of water with a touch of detergent in it so it can slide around, and then you wipe it down clean and you get it in exactly the right spot. Well, these actually come with window masks. They never used to. So this is a modern type of thing. Helps make all the windows clear rather than just using tape and trying to trim it. So that's a nice plus. And then of course the manual. Tamiya is really famous for their manuals, particularly with one side. They've got the pictures of all the parts. So I'll show you here. So just like here. So all these are the bearings and the screws. So if you open up the bag and you're not too sure which bit it is, you can just measure it up here. And then with these, you go step by step, and any of these sort of shaded areas, this is where you put the grease. And the grease is included inside the kit. So pretty straightforward, like so.
Obviously this comes in a kit, and I believe we need a few extra components to make the car actually drive.
Yeah, so that's right. So a few other components which I'll just bring over. So you'll need a radio control unit here. So like such, in pistol grip style. You'll need a servo for the steering. And then, of course, you'll need a battery to power it. So on there, and a charger. So a charger like so. Now, apart from these components, you'll need some tools too.
Yes, there's a couple of basic tools that you need. I believe it's mostly screwdriver. Philips had a screwdriver that is definitely essential.
Yep, so that's sort of medium-sized screwdriver. I guess a lot of places call this a number 2 size. So that'll do most of the screws. Some needle nose pliers, they're always handy, and some side cutters for cutting the parts off the trees.
I guess going back to the 1984s, they didn't use this kind of controllers. It was more of a stick radio type controller.
Yeah, that's right. So
which is very different to what we use today. Serve the same function, I believe, but for those that don't know, obviously you have the steering here, the steering wheel, and then you've got the gas on this side and the brakes on the other side. So you have full control of your car. Instead of using the sticks, you use this kind of pistol type controller, which for some seems to be a lot easier. Because
back in the mid 80s, I mean, this style of radio was more pro style. So you used to get your stick radio and then you upgrade to this style. But this is standard now. And I guess the other difference would be, back in the day, they used to be crystal radios. So you used to change the crystal, so you made sure the frequency matched the car. And you used to have problems with interference because someone down the road will switch on the same frequency, and then your car will go crazy. But these radios now use 2.4 gig, so they do channel hopping, so you never have a problem with that anymore. Okay, so that's the basic car. There's a few upgrades that we can probably put on these cars to make them go a little bit quicker, possibly. Yeah, that's it. What do you know? Well, I mean, one of the beauties of these cars, like when they were first designed, is how upgradable they were. You could always change them a bit. So you can customize them, put bits in them, make them go faster, more efficient. So I guess some of the more important things would be ball bearings. You put the ball bearings into it because the car comes fitted with resin bushings, which aren't as smooth. Apart from that, there's the motor. You can upgrade the motor quite easily. Motor. Yeah, that's right. So a faster brush motor or a brushless motor. And then wheels and tyres, you could do that as well. I guess we could set a challenge here. I have these sand paddle tires, which are quite modern, obviously. See if we could fit some of those. That could be quite interesting to see the Hornet zipping around in sandy environment. Yeah, for sure. We think we should probably try this at some point and see if we can make this happen. I reckon we could. Yeah, for sure. Good. For the next topic, we should look at what people have been asking. People have been asking a few things, haven't they? Die-cast versus traditional metal die-cast and a resin. Yeah. Okay. Right, let's go grab some. Yep. And then we can come back here. Alright, okay, so we are back here. We have a selection of 1/18 scale cars. Some are die-cast and some are so-called resin. There's a huge difference between the die-cast models and resin models. Okay, so here we have three models. First one here is a die-cast model of an Holden EH Special, and then we move to the Italian Lancia Delta Integrale rally car from the 80s. Yes. And that one there is a Lamborghini Hurricane Evo Spider. Yes. So, BJ, what do you know about the differences between die-cast models and resin models? Okay, well, it's mainly the manufacturing process. So, I guess it's traditional. Die-cast models are made of metal, so they're a die-cast aluminium alloy. Now, the alloy allows it to be a bit stronger, meaning it can have a lot of opening panels. So, hence you can see the bonnet's open. The doors will also open, and the boot, like so. Now, that's mainly because of the metal, but because of the opening, I guess, doors and different hatches and such, the details aren't as crisp as, say, these resin cast ones. So basically what happens is you've got a mold, which might be a multi-piece. Aluminium is injected into it and it'll fill it, but because aluminium, when it's very thin, won't have a lot of strength, everything sort of gets rounded off a bit. So they still look very nice, but you will notice that, you know, the thicknesses of some of the panels and some of the detail will be a bit rounded compared to the crispness that you see on the resin models. Downside of resin, of course, is because it's got the sharper detail, it doesn't have the strength to have the opening components. So you'll see around here with the bonnet, so the lines between the panels are much more scale looking. So in a photo, it'll probably look more realistic than, say, if you're looking at the photo of one of these die-cast metal. So you see the gaps are much bigger.
Are much bigger over
yeah,
here.
yeah.
Yep.
Now, with die-cast molds as well, because they're making a huge mold, they can make a lot of these. So they'll probably make a few hundred to a few thousand examples, and they'll be able to keep the price lower. Whereas with resin cast, because the mold is actually soft, it's made of a silicon, and the silicon actually gets all these fine details. That's why the silicon is used. Because it's a soft mold, they can't make as many. So you'll find that the resin cast ones will be lower number, so they're much more collectible.
Absolutely. So there's lots of more assembling required as well, lots of more manual work, I believe.
Yes.
In adding small details like antennas and interiors as well. I believe the racing cars such as this one, you can see they've got seat belts and they've got the spare wheel inside. There's a huge amount of detail on the interiors as well.
Yes, absolutely.
Which makes a big difference in the finished result.
Yes. So, you know, just with all of the much finer details, and don't know if you can really see much of the interior there from the angle, but because of the soft moldings, the soft molding can actually go underneath and reproduce every fine texture. And because the resin is much more fragile as well, they're all hand built very, very carefully. So hence each model takes a long time to build as well.
Another benefit of doing resin models, I believe, is you can have inserts of different materials, so you can detail part in, for example, carbon fiber for some of the racing cars. Rather than possibly leather or fabric. So for example, the seat belt in the Delta here are fabric, so very nice detail as well. One other opportunity when you do resin models is to do many different colors and even customized colors. So often these models are produced in very limited quantities, can be down to even less than 10 sometimes. Most of these, I believe, they are in the 25 to 50 of each particular color. So there's opportunity, I believe, with this brand called Erma Collection to have your model made to your specifications, so they can put specific wheels and different colors for the interiors and so forth. There's a huge possibility of having your dream car.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if you tried to customize one of these, which a lot of people have asked before, it needs to be fully dismantled, which is a lot more work. So definitely helps if the factory can do something in a low production, especially with this sort of finish as well.
Once again, if you have any more information about these cars, if you want to add anything that we missed, please feel free to comment in the section below. And if you would like to review anything in particular, please feel free to ask questions under the Ask Hearns section. We will do a specific review, answer any of the questions that you may have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you for watching this Ask Hearns today, and see you next time.
See you later.
Bye.
So how do we close the daily?
So as part of our awesome equipment that we have, the microphone did not work.
Now it looks so promising, didn't it?
It looks very promising. So we have this equipment and it's fantastic, doesn't work. But we still managed to record this new episode to the Daily Hearns, number 24 done.
Yeah, good. I'm looking forward to 25.
And for now, subscribe to our channel. Make sure you click the little bell button so you get notification for the video that we release throughout the week. Thank you for watching once again, and see you next time.
See you later.
Bye bye.